rather than giving us, like, this person murdered this guy in the first trial, it's like, there is probably just one murderer, but they're gonna probably murder people throughout the game. And we're gonna have to collect information bit by bit in order to, properly identify who it is. Hey, Tenkai. Yeah, so we're gonna play this for about 3 hours, and then we'll be moving on to Amuggies. By process of elimination, I've deduced it's Armor who is a villain in there. It could be. I like the ML Bologna character. Yeah, let's see if we can remember all the names of the detectives, because they're all, like, code names. There's Posh Detective, that's the ML Bologna. Downtown Detective is the girl always going like this. Bookie Detective is the little girl that talks as though she's, like, narrating a book. Workaholic Detective is the guy with the Brock eyes. Rowdy Detective is the, like, one that I gave, like, a weird southern accent that wants to punch everything. Yes, there are many nursers. There's Doleful Detective, he's the one that always gets into trouble. There's the Mommy Detective, I can't remember what they call her, though. Gourmet Detective, I think it is?
His pants.
There's the guy that apparently killed his parents? I don't remember what his title was, but he's, like, totally freaky. Renegade, yes, Renegade Detective. And then, there's the leader of the organization. She's, like, Adept Detective or something, right? Ideal? Yeah, Ideal. Am I forgetting? Oh! And there's also, the Spiritual Detective, right? Is he the other one? Mystic. And then we are known as the Incompetent Detective, of course. Is that the whole group? I think that's the whole group. Oh, Techie. Right. There's Techie Detective. So there's 12 of them. Oh, Armor Detective, 13. And then Armor's the jam character for sure. Oh, and there also was Senior Detective, but he's dead now. Yeah, I said Rowdy. So yeah, there was 14 to start, and one is dead. The dining room is buzzing with chatter. Some ingredients were left in the refrigerator, so Gourmet Detective cooked us a meal. Workaholic, Renegade, and Doleful agree to keep watch while the rest of us gather around the lengthy dining room table. Alright everyone, soup's on! I already tasted the ingredients for poison, so kick back, relax, and enjoy the meal. There's your character arc. Yeah. Doleful makes you think of juice. Right? Dole pineapple juice. I don't trust Workaholic Detective for some reason. Me too, Lisa. It looks like they're touching the boobs. Like the way she's like... Ideal in downtown must survive. What about Posh Nano? I think Posh is my favorite. Poison? But that could have killed you! It would have been much easier and safer to use my forensic friend, Quicky Licky. No worries, little man. A bit of the stuff ain't gonna bring down Gourmet anyway. It's like this, see? She could guzzle down any old poison like it were a soddy pop. Sadi Pop instead of soda? Is that? Oh, Rowdy, when you put it... Oh, that's not her. Oh, Rowdy, when you put it like that, I practically sound like a monster. I've sampled all sorts of toxins since I was a kid, so I guess I built up a tolerance. Cyanide has too much of a kick, though, even for me. Sody like soda. Sody Pop. So, you really do have a super palate. How alarmingly impressive. Could this be relevant information to her if she dies and they think she's poisoned? Oh my gosh, the spaghetti is the bomb! You're like just as good at cooking as you are eating, gourmet. Indeed, the sauce is excellent, rich yet refreshing, with a complex taste that lingers in the mouth. Just what is this sauce precisely? Downtown, figure it out, won't you? Who? Me? How should I know? Can we at least give the mystery-solving shtick a rest while we're eating? How does Armor eat in there? I'm sure he just, like, dumps it down those little slits. But life is full of mysteries, is it not? As a detective, it's our job, our legacy even, to find them. Eureka! This bittersweet flavor! It is surely lemon, is it not? Not quite. I can't see lemons having any place in the sauce. What? Rubbish! Lemons are exceptionally juicy! So, who the heck wants a juicy sauce? Wait, how are you even gonna eat in all that metal? Through the slits of my helmet! It was a joke. Just to be clear, his pants. Through the slits of my helm, of course. Behold! Ew, you are so nasty. Like, ew. Not slip your carrots into my soup. Okay? Without them, you will be doomed to never grow any taller. Carrots smell of dirt. They're disgusting, and I hate them. And although vitamins do impact your health, they won't affect the body's growth. Therefore, not eating them will not impede my height. Your logic is flawed, said the girl, swiftly destroying his flimsy argument. Enough dawdling. Eat your dinner. Gourmet took the time to boil those carrots, making them both tender and easy to eat. Listen to Mystic now, Bookworm. A detective cannot afford to be picky. My, how nostalgic. As a girl, I simply loathed bean sprouts. Refused to take even a single bite, in fact, but now they become my absolute favorite. Bean sprouts? That sounds like a rather humble meal for a member of the distinguished Pinkerton family, said the girl, eyes growing wide. Well... It's a Luocha detective, yeah, with a nasty scruff on his face. Her family has fallen on hard times of late, and now does security work to make a living. Even so, you're looking at the woman who revived their... We haven't the time for your hearsay. The Pinkertons are now, as ever, the very finest of detectives. Rest assured, I shall reveal the true nature of the Quartering Duke and unveil the truth. You'll all see soon enough. I'm unable to mask the surprise on my face as I listen to the others chat in harmony. Even after seeing something so horrible, they're still able to have a normal meal. It goes to show how amazing they are. I, on the other hand, haven't been able to take a single bite out of the food on my plate. Before me is a savory soup full of hearty veggies, toasted baguette slices, and fluffy eggs scrambled together with smoked meat. All the food looks delicious, as delicious as it is inviting. Yet I can't will the hand holding my spoon to even budge an inch.
I'm getting hungry.
Ugh. No matter how hard I try, I can't keep the grisly sight from earlier out of my head. Everyone else saw the same thing as me, but I'm the only one paralyzed by it. How pathetic can I be? I mean, I'm a member of the Alliance myself. I need to strengthen my mental fortitude so murder scenes won't bother me this much. You look rather tense. Are you quite alright? Holmes is seated next to me, her voice a low whisper, such that only I can hear it. Sorry. Just had something on my mind. Don't worry about me. You're a poor liar. That murder scene robbed you of your appetite, didn't it? Huh? I gawk at how easily she sees through me. It's plain as day from the look on your face. Not to mention, this is something everyone who fancies themselves a detective has gone through. Ah, right. I'll try to get used to it as quickly as I can. Now, no need for that. Homicides aren't something you should get accustomed to. Huh? What do you mean? I blurt out the question before I can stop myself. Precisely what I said. It's not uncommon for detectives to encounter tragedy, but even so, we mustn't consider it a mere fact of life. Observe, though the others seem cheerful, you'll catch a strained look on their faces from time to time. Such cheer is intentionally projected, so as to cope with the tragedy we failed to prevent. You're doing it on purpose? Just like when a unit dies in FE. Looking again at the group, I can see hints of tension during the lulls in conversation. I see. So it's not that everyone just instantly moved on from Senior Detective's murder. Rather, they're steeling themselves, shrouding their weakness as they continue to untangle this mystery. Anyone who considers death and violence a daily reality has no business calling themselves a detective. Those who are brave, who abhor tragedies, and work tirelessly to reverse the damage they cause, those are the true detectives. So too must you steel yourself, Watto. Be a true detective, one who will never give in no matter what may befall you. Yeah. My hand is still frozen in place, gripping my spoon, but no matter how long it takes, I'll finish this meal in front of me. Not only that, I'll become a real detective, just like Holmes said. Everyone, come quick! Workaholic's voice echoes through the room. I turn to see his flustered face at the doorway. There's a bright light at the heliport next to the research facility. The culprit could be attempting to escape by air. What? I like it. We can hear Armor Detective running with that clanking. The group rushes outside the manor. Take a look over yonder! Just what could be making that glow? Sensing serious danger. Whatever it is, I don't think we should get close to it. I may have missed it, but how did all the detectives get here? So, this was supposed to be like a base for their, the DA, which is the detective agency, question mark? It's like the top secret detectives club. And this mansion was there to house them for when they need to stay on this remote island to do secret detective things. But unfortunately, it seems that the Quartering Duke, who basically they're all tasked with finding, this is the serial killer that kills people on live broadcasts, he got there before them and murdered all of the employees at the research facility that's on the island, and then also killed the senior detective in their mansion. And they spent the first chapter of the game basically being like, okay, if the murderer killed all these people in the research facility and there's only one path that goes from the facility to the mansion, they never walked past him in like the critical time that it would have taken when they were heading to the mansion to the time that he would have been able to escape. So basically, at the end of the first chapter, they resolved that because the main character showed up kind of randomly and not planned, that forced the Quartering Duke to hide somewhere in the mansion or among the other detectives. Hopefully that all made sense. So we're Baka-chan detective. Basically, we're a rookie detective and that encountered the senior detective in the very beginning of the game. The senior detective then told us to join the DA, and then abducted us after telling us that he wanted us to join. And when we woke up on their remote island. But, and he gave us one of the D-pad, which is basically like a company tablet that all the super good detectives in the DA use. And there was a voice message on the tablet telling us to go straight to the mansion, and not to stop at the research facility. Which, if you think about it, that's extremely suspicious, because at that time, Ideal Detective should have been at the research facility investigating the mass murder that took place there. So what's the harm in him encountering them first?
Oh my god!
Yeah, I agree. Oh my god, what's up with that? So there's definitely something off with the instructions. And by going into the mansion, we triggered the trap that killed Senior. Yep. But because... yeah. Didn't they say it was poison? Yeah, so they suspected the 22 people that were killed in the research facility were poisoned to death. Renegade points off into the distance where something is definitely shining. The paved area over there is a heliport, which means that light could belong to a helicopter. Though I didn't see anything there when I checked before. We had a vision about it, yeah. I'm seeing something. It's big and oval and standing on the heliport. It's painted black, so I can't make it out too good, but my gut says it's real bad news. Probably a trap set up by the op. But we need to make certain. If it truly is a helicopter, our inaction will allow the perpetrator to flee. Now wait a moment, we passed by the heliport earlier and there wasn't a single thing to be found. How could there suddenly be an entire aircraft? It's impossible. If someone opened light. Asha's giving you dead vibes? I hope not. She's the Pengy character. She's ML Bologna. I've heard there's a hangar located beneath the heliport. They could have lured us to the manor in order to slip away. Which means we need to get moving at once. Without delay, Ideal begins doling out orders to each detective. It's made of baloney. That's enough, Jam! Workaholic, Osh, Downtown, Techie, Mystic, and Bookworm. All of you will stay here. So that leaves Doleful, Gourmet, Armor, Incompetent, that's us, Rowdy, Once we make our move, the enemy may target the manor. Be on your guard. Very well, we'll handle things here. Be careful, Chief. The base will not be breached on our watch, this I vow. Very good. I'm counting on you all, my fellow detectives. Armor, Rowdy, Gourmet, and Renegade. Oh, Renegade. I want you to accompany me to the heliport. Looks like a mystic. Doleful, get to high ground and keep watch. If anything seems amiss, contact me via D-pad immediately. I'd like to come too! Doleful interrupts Holmes, his voice wavering. Oh, with all that trembling and shaking, just look at the state you're in. You're sensing something quite horrific, aren't you? Are you certain you'll be alright? Just keeping watch with Rowdy would be doing plenty. Definitely afraid, but my ability only works if I myself am in danger. That's why I want to stay close, not keeping my distance. That's the whole reason I'm here. Yeah, Ideal Detective gets to call the shots because she's like the leader of the group. She's also our childhood best friend. Well, childhood friend that was kidnapped with us when we were both children, and we thought she died. Well said, little man. Don't sweat it. I've got your back, see? I may not look it, but I'm 17, you know? You're older than me? My bad, didn't mean to patronize. Just slugged me to make it even. As for you, incompetent, what will you do? What we discover may be even more disturbing than what we encountered before. Will you remain at the manor or come with us? I will... Oh. I was gonna say illusion of choice, but there's literally just one thing to select, so... I'll come with you, Holmes. I'm a member of the DA myself, after all. You know what would be interesting? If on like a New Game Plus, they have selections like that, but they give you more options. So like maybe something's gonna happen at the manor. So if you stay at the manor, you can like change the story kind of thing. I have no idea if this game has multiple outcomes or paths or anything, so... Just a thought. Right, I'm glad to hear it. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, onward toward the light. Let us see precisely what trap the enemy has laid for us. I feel an odd sense of calm on the mountain path despite the underlying tension. It's likely because I'm surrounded by so many talented detectives. As long as we're together, there's nothing we can't handle, I'm certain of it. And most importantly, Holmes is by my side. She's without a doubt the finest detective around. Her abilities are, well, ideal as the chief of this skilled bunch. We've only spent a few hours together up until now, and yet getting to experience the talent of the DA's members has been enough to eclipse even the Duke's overwhelming tyranny. Honestly speaking, no matter how fearsome this Duke is, I can't imagine these detectives could ever be defeated. Even with the uncertainty of whatever trap our investigation may uncover, I rest assured that everything will be fine. Give friendship ring before it's too late. I don't know, Nano. I feel like there's a few characters that could wind up dead this chapter. Honestly, the ones I'm mostly suspecting, Ideal will always be on my list. Doleful and Gourmet. Those are my predictions for characters that could pass away this chapter. Well, Rowdy, we've descended quite a ways. Are you able to identify the source of that light yet? So, Doleful's power is that when he is in danger, he can basically, like, sense. He can sense when something bad is going to happen when he's in danger. So they use him basically as bait to, like, navigate through areas. Like, in the first one, they had him lead the party through a dungeon that they couldn't see through. And he ended up walking into sharp wires. Why would they send him alone? I think she was just wanting him to do, like, reconnaissance from the air. I don't know, that was kind of a weird instruction for him. Nope, sorry, I can make out the outline, but no clue what it actually is. It don't seem like no helicopter I've ever seen, though. More like a giant metal drum with a huge shiny eye on it. Yeah, that's why he's covered in bandages. Giant drum? It's getting increasingly difficult to determine what the object may be. Helicopter or not, we should have been able to identify it by now. Naturally, our pace begins to quicken. Careful, Ideal. Whatever it is, it smells terrible. This scheme is making me tingle. The burp's got a real knack for this. I feel like when you have Spidey sense, but none of his other abilities. Yeah. I would not mind if Doleful learned how to web sling. Stay back, Sir Doleful. No matter what befalls us, I shall protect you all. Okay. As we talk, the light draws closer until... That sound. Shit, it started moving. Moving? As Rowdy shouts, the light, which had been glowing in front of us, begins to approach. So, wait, we saw this thing before, didn't we? Because we made fun of this being Target last weekend, and I don't remember when this came up. End up like Macellan. Rest in peace, Macellan. It's here to give us a coupon. At that moment, Doleful's face goes white, and he lets out a cry beside me. Everyone, we need to run! My senses, they're telling me that certain death is coming. Back to the manor, ladies and gentlemen, make haste! At Holmes's command, we turn our backs to the light and begin to run. In the distance, I hear an ominous mechanical sound. Noise grows louder and louder until it's bearing down upon us. When I look back, our horrific figure is practically on top of the group. Everyone, I shall rendezvous with you at the manor. Armor! I hear Armor heading toward the sound, but then... What is... Armor's screams echo from behind? What could have happened? We need to help him, but is there anything I can do? What in the world is going on back there? Even if I won't make a difference, it's still better than not even trying. With my mind made up, I do an about face. First thing I notice is Holmes, who must have just turned around herself. Then, right in my line of sight, I spot it. A colossal, ominous black shadow. Just as Rowdy said, it resembles a giant metal drum. He's literally getting the selling. It looks down, then rushes forward while emanating a shrill mechanical noise. Wait, that's... The trauma I suffered years ago resurfaces in my mind. This was the very same thing that attacked us back then. But why is it at the DA headquarters? So that's how it is. The comment slips from Holmes's mouth, as if the presence of this thing confirmed her suspicions. She braces herself and lifts her fists before issuing her command. Don't turn back. I'll buy us some time, so you go on ahead. But... I said go. You're no match for it. Even as a group. Damn moron, if anyone should be on the rear guard, it's me. Ideal is far stronger than you, Rowdy. I know it's difficult, but we should trust her on this one. It's all my fault. All because of me. Someone else is going to... Why are her titties so big? Because Animer. Save those tears for later. We need to figure out some way to deal with this. Despite our conflicted feelings, the group begins to run. Armin knew someone on the dev team. But what should we do? Can I really just leave Holmes behind? Don't tell me I failed to protect you a second time. Don't make me repeat myself. Holmes glances my way. Her profile beams with a deep, genuine happiness. You've saved me once already. Now it's my turn to do the same for you. Okay. So is Armor just dead? Like, I steel myself and turn my back to Holmes. Then I take off in a sprint with every ounce of strength in my body, as if I'm running from the very reality unfolding behind me. I hear a grating, clangorous sound, as if something metallic were being struck. The overbearing noise that had been pursuing us now recedes into the distance. It must be Holmes's doing. She's the chief of the DA for a reason. Surely she can hold her own against that monstrous thing. Maybe, just maybe, my concern is misplaced. It'll be fine. If anyone can handle this and make it back safely, it's Holmes. This is really suspicious. If anything, it makes me feel like this was a setup to make one or two characters, not return to the group because they're suspicious. Yeah, but like Armor and her getting separated from the other detectives is really sus. The target, Drum of Doom. It's fine. It's fine. Everything is fine. Thank you, Watto. As if sensing Holmes's gratitude, I find myself turning around to face her. Well...
Moonlight, pour down.
We kind of expected that to happen, no? She survived once, surely she's fine. Behind me, I see a fountain of bright crimson spray into the moonlight. It catches the light briefly before showering down on the ground below. Yeah, the robot has these, like... things. Yeah, that's kind of how that's what I'm suspicious of, Jam. The whole wolf card. And Macellin. Tendrils, yes, that's the word I was searching for. A beautiful white figure is suspended amid the scarlet. Her presence, which felt so imposing only a moment ago, seems insignificant now. Her limbs, once graceful, now hang like a marionette with its strings cut. The sight seems so unreal, I doubt my own eyes. However, the sounds of rending flesh and spraying blood snap me back to reality. The blades of that pitch-black monster pierce through her slender body, arcing upward into the sky with strings of red. The merciless act is repeated once, twice, 3 times in a vivid, unadulterated display of violence. Saika's body, which had barely remained standing, begins to sink limply toward the ground. I try to yell, but no words come out. My throat quakes, unable to muster sounds. As her body slumps to the earth, my voice finally rings out. Saika-chan! I feel like we're watching an anime intro. this is definitely a banger at least. Yeah, it's very possible that this is the end of Chapter 1, and maybe we stopped a little too early. So, it would seem that our notion that she was gonna die early so that we could take over her job as the leader was correct. Show up again later as a major plot device. Something is afoot. Saika! As I attempt to run toward her. Incompetent, you have to stay back! A hand reaches out and stops me from behind. I turn to meet Doful's stern expression. He immediately starts to run, forcibly pulling me along. Can't waste our precious time. Our chief bought us. You have to make it out of this alive. I like Doful too. That was a weird tension killer. Yeah, having the like game intro, which was a bop. We will not shift Rosen. We had the weird one choice dialogue option, so maybe there's a different path from this one. Yeah, Bubble Wand. Yes! That has to be it. Because going with them was the only option. Well, option. So I think maybe what I was saying could come true. Maybe.
Yes! Yes!
There's ways to prevent it. Yeah, parts of this feels like a setup. Also, what happened to Armor? Is Armor just dead also? Tears still linger in Doleful's eyes. He must be grieving too, but despite that, he's quashed down his feelings to soldier onward. Sorry, let's keep moving. I release his hand and run on my own. He's right, our mourning can wait. Right now, we need to survive this. Yeah, we didn't see Armor die, so like, yeah, definitely. He could pop up as somebody else. Honestly, it could have been... Childhood Friend-chan could be inside the suit of armor using a voice changer. And that thing that we saw in the distance that looked like her was just a doll. The jamming device. Renegade, I sense a threat. It's coming from the cliff you're touching right now. Copy that. Impeccable timing, Golly. As Doleful calls out, Renegade kicks the rocky face of the cliff beside him. Not one moment later, I hear a loud rumbling from above us. All I ever do is attract danger. Stick around and see for yourself. The armor is actually Akane. Rocks rain down, pummeling the black machine with an impact no human could survive. Once again, I'm shown how terrifying Doleful's power can be. However, shop at target, shop at target, shop at target. The automaton immediately bursts free from the rubble, letting out some kind of metallic war cry as it resumes motion. That didn't work! Not even a scratch, it's tougher than your average tank. Just the thought makes me tingle all over. Save your tingling for later. We managed to stall it for a bit, so let's get going. Charge! A bellowing voice erupts from behind? I fail to notice that Armor had caught up to us until I see him clinging tightly to the black machine. They grapple like wrestlers. Armor must have seen Holmes's body, yet he still charged in without hesitation. What incredible resolve. But his strength is outclassed, if only just, and his massive frame is slowly being pushed back. My good compatriots, it matters not what becomes of me, you must press on post-haste. What? No, you're coming with us too, Armor! Nay, were I to let loose this metal beast, it would surely annihilate you all. Though I may have failed to protect Ideal Detective, I can still save the rest of... Armor, please. Armor Detective is prepared to give his life. It's no different from when Holmes gave hers. All I can do is watch helplessly. We have to escape. We need to escape. Hey, Armor, jump on the count of 3. Jump? Gourmet is suddenly standing next to me, and in front of her... Get a taste of the Japanese fighting spirit! Rowdy wields a massive log that I can only assume she picked up somewhere. Oh, you're so dashing, Rowdy! Remind me to give you a kiss later. Hands to yourself! Oh, Armin. Rowdy hurls the log toward the black machine. 1, 2, 3! 3! The log rolls beneath Armor as he leaps, and smashes directly into the target machine. The log seems to have lodged itself between its legs, compromising its balance completely. It feels like we finally made a dent in its armor, so to speak. That's right! You mentioned having plasma knuckles back in the basement. They must be incredibly powerful, right? Verily, my good sir, the time has come to unleash the energy stored within the right hand of mine. Okay, so here's what I want to know. What was Armored Detective doing while the thing was, like, destroying Ideal Detective? Like, he was the first to go back and face it, and then he's apparently fine? I hear a loud crackling as Armor swings his right arm at the tottering black mass. Hey, Steel Fiend, thine end is nigh, Plasma Knuckles! And only think maybe he got knocked down, but they didn't say any details. Maybe he got shoved aside or incapacitated. The thunderous crack, my vision is overwhelmed by a blinding flash of light. When my eyes adjust, I see the machine has been pushed back considerably. That must have been Armor's doing. His fearsome blow was aided by an electric current, a rather powerful one, evidently. Shop at target, shop at target, shop at target. but the metal thing doesn't look one bit addled. In fact, it seems ready to charge toward us at any moment. What is it? Invincible? Armor, now's our chance to run. My apologies, but in utilizing my plasma knuckles, my whole body has been rendered numb. What? Armor moves so stiffly that I have no choice but to lend him my shoulder and run with all my might. We can't throw away this opening our combined efforts made for us. If it weren't for Holmes, we would have died before we got this far in the first place. The scene replays in my head. In the end, I couldn't bring myself to call her Saika, even when deep down I truly felt it was her. And now, there's no way to confirm if Holmes really was the girl I once knew. Damn it. Damn it! As we run, I vent my anger to no one in particular, but ultimately, I'm angriest with myself. Armor Detective fought for our sake, yet all I can do is lend him my shoulder. After running for quite some time, we arrive at the manor where the others are waiting. My word! What is the meaning of this? And where's the chief? I don't see her. What if Ideal Detective got experimented on and she can't die? Anyway, I like Workaholic. Yeah, he's a jock character. I think that Renegade would also be a jock character if he wasn't nuts. The remaining detectives panic as they see the black mass approach behind us. There's no time to elaborate. I'll explain later. Quick, open the door! And why should we? Why should I do the bidding of a commoner? Do you have any idea how prestigious my aristocratic family is? That big black clunker's about to make mincemeat out of us. Now open the goddamn door and get inside, will ya? Oh, the trust. Alright already. Cowed by Rowdy's ferocity, the group wordlessly rushes into the manor as soon as the lock clicks. Must be a really sturdy door. A loud banging echoes through the hall as the mass repeatedly slams itself into the door. It continues as if goading us to come out, but the door doesn't seem to budge an inch. I shudder to think what would have happened if we hadn't made it back in time. The door! It's... No need to fret, this manor doubles as an emergency shelter for the Alliance. It may look like wood, but it's reinforced by steel. Plus, these windows are bulletproof. Okay, I was gonna ask why doesn't it just break through one of the windows? Not even tank shells could break through. It's just a classic case of a titanium mansion, Yakuroy. It's anime titanium. And it also blocks electric The banging persists for several minutes until finally it goes quiet, but although our enemy seems to have relented, I can't relax one bit. Titania-anium. I'm worried that monstrosity will come busting through the door at any moment. The rest of the detectives are in the same boat. No one can mask their fear after that horrific thing came chasing after us. There's only one person in a good mood. Oh me, oh my! What a predicament we're in! What is there to make light of? Where did Holmes run off to? And what on earth is that horrid thing? I demand an explanation. Who now? Do you really need one? Our chief ideal detective was killed. Cut down by that black whatever it was. Pardon? Renegade's words chilled the entire room. Those of us who were with Holmes hang our heads while the others look at Renegade with incredulous faces. Oh, pish posh. Ideal isn't simply intelligent. Her prowess in battle is unmatched. Surely she must be... This must be some clever ruse of hers. Yes, that must be it. She's made us believe her to be dead. Also, she can come jumping out when it suits her fancy. Ooh, that woman vexes me so. Right? Why is there nothing to repel? Nay, Lady Posh. I'm afraid Lady Ideal was undoubtedly slain. When that metal beast attacked, I leapt forth to impede it, but its blade struck my helm, upon which I fell momentarily unconscious. Those same blades attacked Holmes too. I'm glad your armor saved you. Indeed, 'tis fortunate that I yet breathe. However, my brief moment of weakness proved to be fatal. When I came to, I witnessed Lady Ideal being torn asunder. I rushed to her side in a trice, but it was too late. She had breathed her last. Whoa, the bitter sting of regret. Had I only espied those hidden blades sooner, or awoken faster, I could have shielded her. If only I had been stronger. If only! Curses. Curses! The entrance hall reverberates with the sound of armor's gauntlets pounding against the floor. No one doubts his testimony. How could we? He's far too stricken by grief for it to be a performance. Alright, let's clear some things up. We walked straight into the enemy's trap, and our chief was killed. Now that metallic monster is out there, and we have no way of leaving. At this point, our only option is to lay low for a while and stay put in this manner. The very same place where Senior Detective's murderer, the quartering Duke, still hides. This manor, where the Duke is hiding. We'll save her next Iron Man. It really is seeming like there's gonna be a decision that can save her. Everyone falls silent at Renegade's words. According to Holmes' theory, the Duke is still somewhere within Gormenghast. You know what's interesting? So, Buried Stars did this too, where you're kind of forced to get a bad end before you're allowed to, like, play through, like, the game's actual route. Kind of an interesting concept. We actually have to link a complete Stadium 2 file to save her. Would you guys be hype?
The outcome cannot be
Would you guys be hype if I went back to Stadium 2? Just thinking about it makes me super sad. The 100% 10-2, also an impossibility. No.
No.
We have no time for that. Speaking of time, do you know what? I heard a rumor about Metaphor Re Fantasio being as long as Persona 5. So, that just means I'll be playing it for the rest of the year. If we finish this fast, we can move Cold Steel 3 to fall 2026. P5 too long? Yeah, you never finished it, Jam. Disappoints. As long as Divinity. It's long, but it's good, Jam. Rip my time if when I get to it. What do you mean if, man? I've already accepted that Cold Steel 3 will be delayed because of Metaphor. Yeah, it's just, I wasn't anticipating how little I was gonna be, like, how little time I was gonna be able to put into streaming. So if Metaphor comes out around when we finish Iodine, we're just gonna do it. Metaphor does look really good. I may go for Persona 5 after I finish my Trails play. Either that, or I could purposely do Cold Steel 3 before Metaphor so y'all can play it before me. I'm not feeling like I'm especially, like, in a rush to play Metaphor. I just want to play it at some point. And then we still have this looming in the darkness.
Yay!
We still have this looming in the darkness. pops up. I may go for Persona 5 after I finish Trails. Persona 5 is one of the greatest RPGs of all time. You've already voted at the cliff's edge. Yeah. You and Brooke Babblecock. Hey, real talk, the trust is good, except the end of the show, which I won't give details, but it's fine. I still overall really liked it, and I'm disappointed in problematic Twitter Chan. But yeah, we finished it last night. And we started Survivor 2, Jam. Survivor's got a new season. I know. So that was Chief's first time watching Survivor, and now he's talking about applying for it, and I'm just like... No thank you. Hey, E-tier. Hey, E-tier. Welcome to Process of Elimination. The character giving death flags just died, and we don't know if she's a plot device or not. Actually, she's pretty much guaranteed to be a plot device. She was shown way too many times in that introduction. And... okay, look at the box art for this game. Who are the two characters that stick out? Oh, E-tier, we're gonna play Among Us tonight. Nursers? Wrong! Nursers is small on here. Although Senior Detective's face is really big compared to the other characters, and he was alive for all of an hour. Senior, they found dismembered, though, Jam. I'm gonna get on Squid Game and intentionally not pretend to die. Ja. I swear to God, you better not do that. I need it to be dramatic. I hope y'all have a good time. E-tier! Play with us, please! Yeah, Jaws ink. Jaws pretend ink bullet. Yeah, if E-tier plays, Jam will play. Wait, Jam's gonna play anyway. What's worse, he could actually be hiding within our ranks. He's gourmet.
No! This Pokemon looks wrong!
He's gourmet. Wait, did we show Jam the new voice commands, by the way, you guys? Does he know? Thank you.
Oh my God!
Yeah, we Mario'd out a little bit. We were talking about them last night during the watch party, and I was like, these are too funny. There could be Peach commands. Oh, bye-bye. I'll make that when I replay Persona 3 off stream, Jam. So you're gonna have to wait for that one. Yeah, I was not being very tactical with that, was I, Jaw? I never made an Eaton command. How weird. Almost every E7 character has one. How did I miss Eaton? Nobody says a word, but it's obvious that all of us have begun eyeing one another with distrust.
Oh my God.
Even Nemunas. Uh-oh, Armin's using the Melissa emote again. We were also informed we might have a Super Deluxe Paramount Plus account for 3 days. Yeah. I'm getting a drink, no one die. Alright, Jam. Oh my god! If this was his plan all along, then the Duke is even more formidable than I thought. Here, in this room, is a closed circle of detectives, with each one suspecting the rest. We've been lured into an extraordinary dilemma, one that I have yet to see in the pages of any mystery novel. I love that I'm obsessed with every new voice command. Yeah, you love the new voice commands, Ja, and I'm happy that you do. We have so many. We have like 18 pages of voice commands now. And there's more coming. I have more Eden's Gardens one coming. Oh, and Carby suggested some more Epic 7 ones. Yeah, a lot of them get forgotten and then remembered later in time, so it's fine. They go through waves. Renegade Detective's words leave the hall deathly quiet. Yo, Paul just got 5 commands. That's wild. You remember when Melissa was OP? Yeah, that was back in like 2020. No, Lisa! Alright, sleep well, Lisa. If you end up waking up, we would love to have you. And we'll talk to future VOD Lisa. Wait, does Kuroi stream on weekends, on Saturdays? Because I also might have to talk to VOD Kuroi and VOD Storytime. Wow, Lisa.
See ya later!
Yeah, see that, all you guys? Lisa's abandoning you. Even Addie's gonna play, and Addie's at TwitchCon. I don't stream on Saturday, but I do stream on Sunday. Oh, okay. Cool. I'll reinstall Among Us in case I'm needed. Oh, perfect! I would love to actually have a group tonight. It's been so long since we've killed each other. It's obvious what we must do. Posh is the first to break the silence. We must expose the Duke lurking within these walls, as Ideal Detective suggested. I'd wager he was responsible for her demise as well. TwitchCon? Yeah, it's already been 2 years since we all met up in San Diego. Miss it. Miss you guys. There are tentative dates for another meetup in California, though. So, I will be reaching out soon, actually. Yeah. You're coming to the meetup? I mean, if you want, you can. Wow, Posh, aren't you phased at all? And what makes you assume I'm not? I apologize for my volume. Even an aristocrat, such as myself, would be shocked by Ideal Detective's passing. But that only serves to emphasize my point. We need to find the culprit at once, and this group needs a chief to carry on her vision. Oh! Look, Armin was just patient 0. That's all. That being said, there's none better suited than yours truly, Posh Detective. I swear to uncover the cad behind Ideal Detective's untimely end. I blame KBBQ. Ugh, that KBBQ is so good. I shall be commencing my investigation at once, so if you'll excuse me.
ちょっと家族さん、単
But
独行動は
Posh,
危険
working
ですよ
alone is too dangerous.
私
Hold
も
on,
つい
I'll
てい
come
くか
with
ら
you. Workaholic scurries after Posh as she strides toward the hallway by herself. I consider going after her, but stop myself. Things should be fine as long as Workaholic is with me.
それじゃあ俺は自分の部
Well,
屋でも
now's
見てくる
as
か
good
な
a chance as any to take a peek at my room.
自分の部屋
Your room? Are they
そんな
assigned
のが
to
割り
us?
当てら
ああ
Naturally, this manor was designed to host guests from
私
the
たちのような
outside
外部から
world,
の
such as
まあ
us.
これだけ多
Though
くの
it's
客が来ることな
unusual
ど
for there to be
め
so
った
many
に
at
ない
once, so
ゆえ
some of us will have to share.
無能探偵は
Incompetent,
理
you
想
may
探
take
偵が
room
使うはずだ
number
った
101.
101号室を使
The
う
one
と
Ideal would have used.
部屋の
You'll
鍵は
find the keys
各
within
部屋
it.
のな
ホームズさんの部屋に
I'll be staying in Holmes's room. I'm not sure what to think. I fail to do much of anything. Does someone like me really deserve a private room?
気分が沈んだ時
During
こそ
times of emotional
よく
distress,
食べ
it is more
よく飲め
vital than ever to eat and sleep well. Mystic speaks to me as if reading my mind.
私にも気持ちはわかる
I know how it feels to lack the power to
誰
save
かを
those who
救
are
え
right
な
in
かっ
front
た
of you.
時無力な
Helpless,
自分を
you
責め
blame
てしま
yourself,
うのは
but
仕
what's
方
done
が
is
ない
done.
ことだ
If the game is bad/boring, then Duke is the Mystic. I don't think he is.
そんな状態の時は
At times like this, you must focus on repose. Only a rested mind can render proper judgment.
人は正しい判断ができるのだから
I think the one that could be the Duke could be doleful, armor. Renegade would make too much sense, like so much sense that it can't be him. Workaholic I actually suspect a little bit. The others don't seem like they would be it.
ありがとうご
The
ざいます
Booba? Thank you, Mystic.
ブン今日は部屋に戻ってもう眠るぞ
I
お前
mean,
も早朝からずっと起きっぱなしで
watch it be like, oh, they murdered all those people in the research facility with a poison gas, and she's the only one that's immune to poison, so it has to be her. Bookie, let us retire to bed ourselves. You must be tired after being up and about since early this morning.
全然
I'm fine, said the girl in a dignified manner.
少女は
Was it the work of the ultimate despair?
反応した
Are we in Junko Land right now?
凛としているどころ
Dignified, was it? Your
目が
eyes
ポ
are
ンとして
drooping
いる
shut.
では皆の衆
Now then, everyone, let us reconvene tomorrow for breakfast. I shall be
明日の朝
preparing
食は
authentic
この
British
私が
fare
本場のイ
for
ギリ
you
ス
all
料
to
理を振る
enjoy.
舞おうと
Is he supposed to be British? Having said his piece, Mystic takes Bookworm's hand and leads her up the staircase.
念のための確
With
認なんだ
curiosity,
け
Techie,
ど
even if we use those
科学
friends
ちゃん
of
のフレン
yours,
ズを使
we
って
still
も
couldn't get in
外
touch
部
with
と
the
の連
outside
絡
world.
は取れないのよ
That's right, it's just at
あらゆる
like
フ
the
レンズを
research
使ってみた
facility.
のですが
I tested each of them, but none were able to establish a connection. Does you seem like family? Wookie-chan? Beans on toast? Yeah, keep that away from me.
おそらく
My theory
この
is
島の
that
通
the
信用
morgue's
のアンテナが破壊
communications
されて
antenna
い
may
る
be
のが外
damaged.
部と連絡を取るためには
There
島
are
の
two
中から
issues
ア
we
ンテ
need
ナを
to
見つけ出
address
すこと
before we can make
そ
external
のアンテナ
contact.
を修理する
First,
ことの
locate the island's
大きな
antenna.
2つの課
Secondly,
題をクリ
fix
ア
it.
しなければ
この洋館に閉じ込められている限り
Doing either will be
どちらも
pretty
難しそう
difficult
ですね。
while we're locked inside this manor.
だからこそ
That must be
犯人
why
ちゃんは
that
こちらに
slippery
閉じ
little
込めた
Duke
の
trapped
ね
us here. His plan is
まる
nasty
で
as a
全
food
然サ
stall
ー
that
ビスして
refuses to
くれ
serve
ない
you.
お祭りの
美食さん
Gourmet? I address her without thinking, surprised by the intensity so unlike her usual self. She looks comfy? She got mega boobs. Gourmet immediately softens her expression in response.
ちょっと疲れてお顔がこわばっちゃったわ
Armin.
ごめんなさいね
Sorry about that, incompetent. Seems my face is a bit stiff from the lack of sleep.
今日はもう
I'm gonna go
お風呂
soak
で
in the
ぬく
tub and
もっ
head to
て
bed. Don't stay up
そ
too
の
late,
まま
okay,
おやす
everyone?
私たちはみんな
We
で
all need to
協
work
力して
together if we hope to bring Holmes'
ホーム
killer
ズ
to
ちゃんの
justice
敵
after
を
all.
撃たなきゃいけない。
僕も作りたいもの
I'm
がある
headed
の
to my
で
room
自
too.
室に戻
I've
りま
got
す
something I want to prepare for
明日の
tomorrow.
朝
I'll
皆さ
show
ん
you
にお見
guys
せ
in
し
the
ます
morning.
ね
Winds up dead. With that, Techie and Gourmet exit toward the back of the entrance hall. Downtown, Rowdy, Armor, Doleful, and myself remain behind.
無能君
Competent. So sorry.
ごめん。
飛躍さん
What do you mean, Doleful? Also, E tier, this is the you character, Doleful Detective. He would absolutely be your favorite. Doleful walks towards me and suddenly bows his head. I have no idea why he's sorry. What could have happened?
どうして謝ったん
What are
で
you
すか
apologizing for? Did something happen?
何かありま
だってき
Because
っと僕の体質のせいでリーダーは死んだ。
I'm sorry, boy petting game eliminated the femme form and I miss it. Because the chief was killed as a result of my ability. That's
リ
why.
ーダー一人なら
If she'd been alone, she would have escaped to safety, but I insisted on coming along. And now someone is dead because of me. Again.
僕のせいでまた人が死んでしまった。
飛躍さん
Awful. The boy is cowering more than usual. He did mention before that his ability drew danger to himself. Fail! Happy Saturday, Fail! What's going on? We have a new VN that we started last weekend. It is interesting so far. I actually like this game. Doleful is actually the Duke. He only has danger sense because he's the one setting up the danger. Yes, that's literally why I said on my list that I'm suspicious of him, Kuroi. That is literally why. Is it any good? So far, yeah. Basically you're roped into becoming a member of this secret detective organization that's hunting a serial killer. But the guy that recruits you is found dismembered in the beginning of the game in this mansion that you're all supposed to be staying at. And you discern that one of the people in your group must be the killer because they wouldn't have time to escape without being noticed. There's also a childhood friend, Chan, that's the leader of this Detectives Alliance, and she just died. After, like, she was death lagging so hard, and she taught us how to, like, command the other detectives and all this shit about it, and then we're like, okay. So she's telling us all this so that she can die later, and then we have to be the one in charge. So we're seeing where it goes. Each of them is kind of like an anime detective that has one specific power. Maybe that has something to do with why he's so shaken.
顔を上げてください飛躍さん
What if Saika has Wolverine regeneration? Wait, somebody suggested that earlier. What if she can't be killed? Classic anime detectives, yeah. Thick Oreos? Yes. It's ice cream sandwich shirt day. I bought pumpkin spice cookies from Trader Joe's, and they are amazing. The greatest college since clown school. Dale, what's new? What are you playing lately? Anything good? Are you excited for Metaphor? Metaphor comes out November, I think? Maybe next month? I can't remember. You had a pumpkin pie blizzard, and it was remarkable. I think, I promised Kevin I would get him an apple pie milkshake that they have at The Habit. It looks incredible, and I need it in my life. You've seen nothing of it? I have a feeling you're gonna like it, Fail. Metaphor Fantasio. Yeah, that sounds great, Jam. Keep your chin up, Doleful. Huh?
過去に何があったかは
I don't know what happened in your past, but this wasn't your fault. In fact, you and Renegade bought us some time, remember? If you two hadn't slowed that thing with the rocks, I know for a fact that none of us would have survived. You've seen the trailer? I have a feeling you're gonna like it. It just seems like a fail game. Have you played anything since, Pegasus Manager? That slight delay was what allowed Armor to catch up in time to coordinate with Rowdy and Gourmet. While I was frozen in place, Doleful and Renegade assessed the situation and immediately sprung into action. Two top-class detectives like them are more than deserving of admiration. Turn-based game that isn't in high school? Oh! I said we were gonna go through these. And we never did. Let's wait until there's a better background song and then we'll dish some details about the casts. The monkey game? Oh yeah, the Wukong? If anyone's at fault, it's me. The one who stood there doing nothing. If I were stronger, I might have been able to protect Holmes. Nay! Utter falsehood, sir incompetent! Huh? What? Armor suddenly envelops Doleful and me in a strong embrace. Space Marine 2 at some point? Are you watch JPH? Wait. What were you watching JPH play? He hasn't been streaming, has he? Chinese Dark Souls? Yep. He is still in Witcher 3? Wait, seriously? I feel like I haven't seen him live on Twitch in forever. Wow. Oh, he's doing game analysis videos. Gotcha. So that's where all of his time is going. That's pretty cool. I love his streams, though. JPH-chan is one of the best. You know, I've been telling stream, but I've really come to like Crystal. Her content is incredible. And actually, like, it's like an evolved version of my own. It's funny to watch him spiral, yeah. All streamers spiral. But JPH, he does it in an extra funny way. Because he's so argumentative with his chat. But yeah, when I'm at work lately, I put on stuff like Crystal playing through stuff, or like her YouTube videos, which are just compilations of her playthroughs that she does on Twitch, and I really like it. Armor suddenly envelops Doleful and me in a strong embrace. Was my duty to protect the chief, yet I was felled most shamefully. The fault lies with me for failing to keep her safe. Was it not for you, sir incompetent, who gave such confident direction in our time of need? Confident direction?
そうだ。さっき地下でプラズマナックルっていう強そうな技があるって。
そうか、了解である。
I think I've seen it on my recommended tab, but never seen anything. from Crystal. Yeah, she's great. She plays basically all the same genre that I do too. Like, she's mainly like turn-based RPGs and visual novels. She has some other things that she does, but yeah, really, really, really sincerely just amazing content creator. Okay, so we're flashing back.
あの時の我は完全に焦り
While under duress, I had forgotten the features my armor possessed. Your reminder was a tremendous boon.
本当に助かったのである
I am subscribing to the theory. Okay, all right. Here's my theory of what's going on in this game right now. The person that was originally inside armor is dead, and the new person inside armor is Ideal. Remember, in the first part of the game, she showed that she could impersonate anyone's voice. And this forgetting about my armor's feature thing is totally like, oh, this is a feature of the armor that I didn't know it had. Yeah, I mean, okay, if we're being honest, I should go back and watch the part I missed. I've kind of been rambling a little bit, Nano, so there hasn't been like I'm not sure when you left, but, I'm thinking that, Ideal is inside armor, Detective's armor, and pretending to be him. Maybe because she's possibly the Duke. Oh, from last week. Is the hair cape part of the armor? Or I don't know what that is. But what I was gonna say is visual novels love characters with obscured faces. Love them. Yeah, I mean, the whole situation just seems extremely sketchy, right, Jam? Like, the armor guy was the first to go back and fight, and then his story is that he got knocked out, woke up, and came back. All to tell them that he confirmed that she was dead. So yeah, my mega theory is that, Armor Detective is dead, and the person inside the armor is... Okay, my controller is flipping out. The person inside the armor is Ideal. The only thing that doesn't make that make sense is if you got inside a suit of armor that's too big for you, how do you naturally move around in it? No, this is not just like the Amaterasu Express Rosen, because I don't really personally care that much about Ideal. I think she had a decent design, but like she was suspicious. No, that was just me panicking. If anything, I was counting on you to save us. How wondrous it is that you were able to direct me so swiftly. You knew even better than myself what action I should take. I accept her being alive. Yeah, that's my theory, Nano. We will go with that until proven otherwise. Also, rest in peace, Pucci. I shall be forever in your debt. Fear not, as my... Fear not, as from here on, I vow to protect your life. Okay, that's enough, guys. Can we put the kibosh on this pity party already? Ow! Really annoyed, Downtown gives us each a smack on the head.
リーダーが目の前で死ん
Like,
で落
I
ち込
know
む
you're
のはわ
bummed
かる
about
け
seeing
ど
her
さ
die and all, but
ぶっ
real
ちゃけ
talk,
責任の
what's
所
the
在を
point in
求めて
trying to
仕
take
方
the
慰
blame?
め合っても気
Sure,
分が
licking
良
your
くな
wounds
るだ
might
け
make you feel better, but
今の
that's
うちら
it.
に必要
What
な
we
のは
need
こ
is
れ
to
からどう
think
するか
about
考
where to go
え
from
ること
here.
だ
そうですね。
Yeah, you're right. Sorry, Downtown.
また謝った
Oh my god, you're apologizing
無能先輩
again?
も飛躍
You
先
say
輩も
you're
ごめん
you say
多
sorry
すぎ
way too
う
much.
ちと一緒にいる
No
時
more
はごめん
sorries around
禁止
me,
ね
okay? Do it one more
次
time
やった
and
ら
you're gonna get
下
a
に
tongue
ピアス開け
piercing.
て
I'm so
飛躍さんストップ。
No, Doful,
さっと
stop.
見か
You
けてる
can't say it. Downtown giggles as she watches me bring Doful to a skidding stop.
おーい
Yo, I'm heating up some grub in the dining hall. Anyone fixing to join? You never did finish eating, right?
そういえばそうだったね
Actually, yeah, now that you
せ
mention
っか
it.
くだしさみんなでご飯
This'll be a nice
今後の
chance
こと
to
を話さ
chow
ない
down and hash out our next
ちょっ
move.
とは
Who
いいの
knows?
出るっ
Maybe
しょ
we'll come up with something good.
名案である
Excellent proposal, Lady Downtown. Without sugar, my brain lacks proper function. What? Your brain functions? Like, for real?
ひど
How
いぞ
cruel, my lady. My brain is perpetually operating at full horsepower. It simply gets more mileage. I'll join too
させて
then.
もらいますね。
I doubt I'll contribute much,
大し
but
た意見
still.
無能くん
Competent. As we follow Armor and Downtown to the dining room, I feel doleful tug at my sleeve, stopping me.
さっきは
Thank you for
励ま
cheering
し
me
て
up
く
a
れて
bit
あり
ago.
がとう
It'll probably still take me some time to work through all of it, but
ちょっとだけ
I do
胸が
feel a
楽に
little
なった
better
わ
thanks to you. You really are
君
quite
は
kind,
本
you
当
know?
に
飛躍さん。
Doleful. Doleful's beautiful golden eyes look directly into mine. His gaze imparts a sense of heartfelt trust, one completely different from what he'd been conveying up till now. This feels like the first time since my arrival on the island that I've actually been acknowledged as a detective. I'm so happy I could cry, as gosh as that sounds.
よかったじゃないかバト君
Quite pleased for you, Otto.
君の努力
Seems your
の
efforts
賜
are
物で
paying off. I hear a familiar voice behind me and quickly spin around, but the owner of the voice is nowhere to be seen. 'Cause she's in the fucking armor! There's nowhere to hide around here, so it must have been in my head. It had to be.
無能くん急に後ろを振り返って
Competent?
どうしたの
Why did you turn around so suddenly?
ごめん。ちょっと空耳が
Sorry, I
聞こ
thought
え
I
ただけ
heard
です
something. Don't worry about it.
僕なんかの
It makes
言
me
葉
happy
で
to know my
元気が
words
出
could
たなら
help. I'm hoping to learn all sorts of things about being a detective from you
としての
going
知識を
forward.
僕なんかでよけれ
And
ば
I'd be happy to teach you as long as you're alright with that, I mean. But, could I ask one thing in
条
return?
件を
ええ、もちろんです
Yes, of course. Whatever you
何でも言っ
need.
てください
Odd jobs,
雑
chores,
用でも
anything
何
at
でも
all.
やりますよ
そんなひどい
Nothing
内
so
容じゃない
serious.
よ
I'd just like if you could
僕
be
と
a little
話
more
す時は
casual around
敬
me.
語はや
敬語
Casual? What do you
ど
mean?
うしてです
続きは食堂
Let's
で
keep
話そ
talking
う
in the
か
dining room. I'm sure the others
他
feel
の
the
み
same
んな
way.
も僕と同じ気持ちだと思うから
Awful detective and I join the others in the dining room and begin preparing the food. We reheat the soup, lightly toast the baguettes in the oven, and divide the salad between us. When we gather around the table and following Downtown's lead, dig in.
ああ無能先輩の敬語うちも気になってたんだよね
I'm gonna go and refill my drink, everyone, so stepping out for a sec. She's obviously evil. This one? I don't think so. The Speed Force? Oh, that's not... I'll be right back.
Get me out of here, 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 get me out of here!
And I'm back. Hello. Oh, Chief is here. Hi. Seriously, Incompetent, ever since we met, I've been like, dude, why is the sky so close off? As we begin to eat, the topic of my stiff behavior is brought up with everyone. Downtown chimes in while painting her nails. I mean, you're older than me, so it's kind of weird for you to be so professional, you know? It's not like I do that to you, right? Friendship ring downtown. But everyone here has had a longer career as a detective. All I am is the newbie. You worry too much. I'm just a middle schooler. I hate anime sometimes. I don't worry about all that junk, still called senior pops and all that, see? Like, you'd ever respect a hierarchy, a wild child like you wouldn't know jack about social stratification. Stratification? No clue what that means, but I like the sound of it. Rowdy detective at your service. Stick with me and I'll send you on a stratification. That just sounds like you're a monster. Mobster threatening to put me 6 feet under. Can someone please feed Rowdy to the machine? Yeah, I'm not a fan of Rowdy either. The words you chose matter not. What is of true import is that you respect your fellow man. I, for one, feel that Sir Incompetent does indeed respect me. Nay, all of us. One needn't get in a lather over their manner of speech. Time to become a decorated chief detective before we graduate. So, here's what we need explained to us still. Hey Dammy, happy Saturday. We need to know why our main character is gonna be the one dishing out orders to them when the time comes for the next, like, gameplay segment. You know, how we, like, tell the other people what to do? Like, we need a real reason why we're the one in charge and not Posh. I think that feeling matters most as well. We're close in age, so let's keep it casual. It'll be easier that way, right, Incompetent? I guess, but still. Downtown, who is seated next to me, throws her arm around my shoulder as I mumble.
はい、決まり。
Alright, that's that. Next time you act all stuffy with us, Brownie gets to punch you.
いちいち罰
Does
ゲームって
everything
重
have
く
to
ない？
have a punishment attached?
ここまでの
Is it
重
really
責
that
を
big
負う
of
こ
a
とでも
deal?
ない。
平気
Chill out, dude. We'll let Dolphin be a part of this too. Me? But why?
だって君もたまに敬語になるじゃ
Because
ん。
you do the same thing. Duh, you're always all monkey see, monkey do. What's that supposed to mean?
安心しな。
Relax, I won't have any trouble smacking you. Don't actually hit me! Dolfo cries out with remorse, his voice echoing through the halls of the manor.
無能殿
Sir Incompetent, you've touched nary a scrap of your supper. Are you unwell? Armor, who is also seated beside me, shoots me a worried glance. How can you tell? You can't see his face. It seems he's noticed that I haven't taken so much as a bite yet.
大丈夫だよ。
Fine,
あり
thanks.
がとう。食べないと。
I know I need to eat, but my body just
分
won't
かってはいる
cooperate.
んだけど。
あのような事件の後
One
な
can
のだ
scarcely blame you for that, after what you've borne witness to. Armor places a hand on his helmet. There's a faint scratch where his temple.
それって。
Did Black Machine
例
give you
の
that
黒い何
scratch?
かにやら。
ああ
Indeed it
この
did.
鎧さえ着
I
ていれば
trowed myself
深くは取れぬと
invincible
油断
so
していた
long as I wore this
手痛い一撃を
armature,
受け
only to be struck with bitter blow, keeling over.
父の開発した鎧を過信していたのだ
I relied too heavily upon
我は
the
不
suit
不
my
動の
father
境地に至
crafted.
り
I sought to become the perfect armor,
生きてきた
immovable, indestructible,
あ
a
まりに
foolhardy blunder. Armor clenches his fists as he speaks. His steel-wrapped fingers creak like an anguished moan, stifling its despair.
次に対峙する際は
When next we meet, I vow that I shall pulverize that blasted contraption. I swear it upon my life, my honor, and my polished suit of silver.
来そうに見えたけど。
You seem composed, but I guess you were shaken up by what happened too.
少し
That makes me feel a bit better in a way.
ホームズさんの
It's good to know that there's someone else here who hasn't
これだけ
recovered
じゃない
from
と
his
分か
death.
って。
お主や我だけで
It's
は
not
ない
us
さ
alone. Armor gestures with his chin toward the other seated at the table.
みんな態度には
They
出
may
さな
not
いだけ
reveal
で
it upon their faces, but they too feel some degree of
ショ
shock.
ックを受
They
けて
simply force it down for the morrow's
食
sake.
べられぬからといっ
Your
て
absent
自分を責めては
appetite
いけ
is
ない
no
ぞ
cause for
無能
reproach,
者
sir incompetent. You, a stranger to death, have lost someone dear. 'Tis only natural.
そう
Yeah, right.
気持ちを切り替えるべく意識的に明るく話しているんだ。悲劇を日常と思う者に探偵を名乗る資格はない。
Can't believe Armor is dead and there's a wife inside there now. Yep, that's what we're going with.
勇気を持って覆せるような強いだからバトく君も強くあれ。
He's thinking back like, man, remember that death flag? And then remember that death flag? Good times. I recall Holmes's words from no more than a few hours ago. She had such high hopes for me, but we were parted for good before I ever had a chance to live up to them. So now there's only one thing I can do.
食事が
This is
喉
no
を通
time
ら
for
ない
me
なん
to
て
complain about how hard it is
言っ
to
ている
eat.
場合
I lift my spoon, which has been sitting idly this entire time, and slurp up a mouthful of soup. It should taste good. I can smell its aroma, yet the flavor is cold and lifeless, as if my body is rejecting. I tense, forcing myself to swallow.
無能殿
Sir
苦し
Incompetent!
そうだが
Is something amiss? You
無
needn't
理は
strain
しない方
yourself!
が
へ
I'm fine. I've gotta eat if I want to get strong.
強くなるためにもちゃんと食べなきゃいけない
Take another sip of the flavorless liquid and shove some bread in my mouth. It's bland and dry, like eating a sponge, but I managed to keep it down.
生き残った僕に
As a survivor, the only thing I can do is follow the lessons our chief left behind.
ホームズさん
Holmes, I hope you're watching. Oh, she
見
is.
ていてください
From that suit of armor. Tears stream down my face. Whether it's from the stress, the food, or something else, I can't say. I just let them flow as I continue to eat.
あなたの敵は
Swear I'll take down whoever did this. Just you wait and see.
ごちそう
It's for the
さまで
meal.
した
After chewing with every fiber of my being, I finally finish my food. For some reason, when I look around, everyone else's eyes are wide, like saucers.
みんな
What's wrong, guys?
どうしたって
What's wrong?
ボロ泣きしながら黙々と
Dude,
食事
you were
してた
just
ら
working that stuff down in dead silence while crying up a river like, hello?
あんた
You sure you're alright, bro? If you got something on your mind, just come out and spill the beans.
無能殿
Verily, we are always at the ready to lend you our strength, Sir Incompetent. Sorry to make you all worry. This isn't good. I got so lost in my head that I wasn't paying attention to my surroundings. Getting too worked up about things has always been a bad habit of mine. I let out a deep sigh and begin speaking quietly enough so that no one else can hear. And Holmes' work is the best remedy for sadness, so I'm going to put all of my effort into solving this quartering dude case. Our meal continues quietly, and when I next look at the time, it's already past midnight. As we tidy up, the formerly tense atmosphere seems to have relaxed quite a bit.
ヤマトちゃんと無能先輩はさ、なんで探偵になったわけ？
Hey, Rowdy, Incompetent. What made you become detectives in the first place?
は？
The hell's this coming from? Don't go daydreaming so much that you drop a plate. Rowdy scowls while drying the dinnerware with a surprisingly delicate touch. Downtown snorts as she washes the dishes.
大丈夫だって。
Yeah, which they are talking about it a bit, Jam, but it still feels weird. They pretty much said like, oh, everybody's really good at faking like they're not troubled about what just happened, and if you pay attention to them, then they have looks of remorse on their face, but like... Yeah, the music is super weird. It's too light. It's all good. I'm downtown detective, remember? Communication's like my whole shtick. I am not gonna drop any plates, unlike Tim for brains over there. My deepest, sincerest apologies, as I could not assist with the cookery. I only wish to help where I was able. Get down, air helmet, just be a good knight and wipe down the table, okay? Understood, Sir Incompetent. I beg your forgiveness for burdening you with the shattered shards of my blunders. It's fine, cleaning's my special skill after all. In fact, it was my main responsibility back at the agency. Without me around, the office gets buried under dust and beer cans in no time. I sweep up the broken glass with a broom and dustpan, silently praying that Mr. Gunjoji's taking care of the housework while I'm out. So, like I was saying, what made you want to be detectives? These dishes are gonna take some time, and I just don't know. Meh, it's nothing too special. First person I ever met who was stronger than me was a detective, so I figured I'd become one too. That's all. Been stronger than you, Rowdy? What kind of guy was he? It was a lady, dumbass. A lady. And she hit harder than any thug or gangster. You could say it was love at first punch. Ever since I've been trained to beat her and become the strongest detective in the whole wide world. Wide world, even. Isn't that like a little sketch, though? You better not turn into one of those detectives who does underground fighting. How about you, Incompetent? You seem pretty big into detectives, like, way more than most. What's the story there? Well... A long time ago, I witnessed my friend's murder. Ever since, I wanted to become a detective who could protect others. Jeez, sorry for making you dredge that back up. Oh, no, it's my fault for making things so heavy. I haven't exactly reached that goal yet, so I'm mostly saying this is a way to push myself. That way I can work toward getting stronger. I don't know, the fact that you think of it that way tells me you're plenty strong already. Again? Nah, ignore me. It's nothing important. Hey, what's the big idea making us do all the talking? How about you tell us why you're a detective downtown? Well, all done with the dishes. Tune in next time for the thrilling conclusion. What the? Get back here. Alright, see you guys in the dining room at 7. I eagerly await Sir Mystic's English breakfast. Like, what even is English food? All I know is fish and chips or whatever. The jellied eels are a delicacy, right? Though I'm not sure a girl like you would find it very appetizing. Huh? I'll Google it once I'm off this island. I'm bushed. Think I'll head upstairs and shower before turning in. Catch you in the AM.
待ってヤマトちゃん。
Wait.
うちも行くから二人で入ろう。
Wait up, Rowdy. I'll come with. We can take a bath
二人でも
together.
余
I
裕な
just checked it
広さだし
out
さ。
and the tub is stupid and huge.
まあ順番
Meh.
待ちってのも
Waiting
面
for
倒
the
だ
bath
し
to
な。
free ups
別
a
に構わない
drag
ぜ。
for so sure. I'm fine with hopping in.
そうい
With
え
you
ば美
hopping
食
in.
さんと相部屋らしいけど。
Oh,
もともと
BT
知り合い
Dubs,
だった
you're
わけ？
sharing a room with Gourmet, right? Do you like already know each other or something?
おう。
Yeah,
姉
she's
さ
been
んには
looking after me
昔
for
か
a
ら世
while
話にな
now.
っ
Rowdy and Downtown head upstairs as they continue chatting together.
おっと
Ah,
食
I
堂
left
に
something in the
忘れ
dining
物を
hall. I
して
shall
しまった
go
ようだ
fetch it.
取りに行ってく
Prithee,
るから
retire
二
to
人
your
は自分の
chambers
部
in
屋
the
に戻っ
meantime.
ていてくれ
Sus!
君なら大丈夫
I'm
だと
sure you of
思
all
うけ
people
ど
will be fine on your
単
own,
独
but
行
be
動だか
careful,
ら
okay?
一応
もし何かあれば
If anything
鑑定
happens,
デバイ
message
ス
me
に
on
連絡を
D-pad.
ください。
Have your roles
それは我の
reversed.
セリフで
Call
ある
upon me if
お主らの
your
ピンチに
hour
は
in your hour of need, and I shall rush in to aid without hesitation.
それではまた
Rest you
寮長に
merry,
食堂
we
で
shall meet again in the dining hall when next the sun rises.
おやすみ、
Right.
武装さん。
Good night, Armor.
じゃあ僕は2階の
My
部屋
room's
だか
on
ら
the second floor, so I'll be heading up now.
飛躍くん、
Hey, Doleful, thanks for everything today.
こちらこそだよ。
No, thank you.
明日からも
Let's
よ
be
ろしく。
sure to keep up this
あ
tomorrow.
れ
Huh?
胸が
Incompetent, your eyes look red. Are you alright? Huh?
どう
Wonder
した
why. Because you were crying? I try to look at my face in the reflection of my D-pad, but I can't make anything out. My eyes must be bloodshot or something.
きっと疲れて
You're
るんだ
probably
ね。
just tired. Go get
今
some
日はもう
rest.
そうす
I
るよ
will. Night, Doleful.
おやす
おやすみ。
Night.
ま
See
た
you
明
tomorrow.
日。
I leave Doleful and head to the first floor room where Holmes was intended to stay. I exit the room and head down the hall until I reach 3 doors, one of which leads to my accommodations.
一人になった
Now that I'm alone, I can finally sleep. My anxiety must be calming down. I'm pretty confident that I'll knock out the second my head hits the pillow. I feel a little guilty using the room meant for Holmes, but I'm grateful all the same. Fighting to stay awake, I open.
やあ、随分と長く話し込んでいたね、ワトくん。
Okay, why is he hearing her voice? My goodness me, Watto, you certainly did take your time. Huh? There's no way I should be hearing that voice right now. Within the guest room is a large bed. Upon it sits Holmes, smiling gleefully.
やあ、随分と長く話し込んでいたね、ワトくん。
Huh? My goodness me, Watto, you certainly did take your time. I'm relieved to see you've opened up to the other detectives. You're just
順応力の
adaptable
高さは幼い頃
as
から
you
変わ
were
らない
in
ね
your。childhood.
サイカション
Saika. No, it couldn't be. She died right in front of me, I'm sure of it, drenched in blood, her limbs gashed. It was horrid. And a hopeless death.
まるで死人と出
It's
くわし
wrong.
た
You
よう
look
な
as if
顔を
you've
して
seen a ghost.
ど
To
う
be
した
fair,
んだ
I am dead, so I
まあ実
suppose
際
that's
私は
technically
死人
true.
なのだから間違っていないのだが。
What is happening? From the bed, Holmes gently floats into the air. What's more, her body is slightly translucent to the point where I can see the wall behind her. What is this? What's going on? My drowsiness is gone in an instant, yet I feel like I'm already dreaming. No, wait, that's it. This is a dream. It has to be, yeah. I'll just pinch my cheek and... Darn it, I don't have the strength to make it hurt. Alright, once more, with all my might. Ouch, this isn't a dream, but how?
おいおい。
Now,
いきなり
now,
自傷
why
行為
the
に走
sudden
って
act
どう
of
したんだ？
self-harm? Has my absence caused you that much
私
distress?
が頭でも撫でてや
I
りたい
give
とこ
you
ろ
a
だが、
pat for
今の
comfort,
私
but
の
I
手で
fear it just
君の
passed right
体を
through
すり
you.
抜けてしまうらしい。
How's this, Watto? Can you feel my
Watto-kun,
hand sticking into your head?
いやその
Well,
うむ、その反応
evidently not.
何も
What
感
a
じてはい
shame.
ない
I
ら
was
しい
so
な。
looking forward to coming up
背
from
後から
behind and
急
giving
に
you
触
a
って
good
霊
scare.
体というのも
I
普
tell
段
you,
のものだな。
Watto, being a ghost
Watto-kun?
certainly has its conveniences.
いや
よ。おっと。
Oh dear. No longer able to control myself, I let out an ear-splitting scream. Outside, I can hear what I assume is the pounding of footsteps fast approaching.
どうしたのだ無能殿
Sir Incompetent, are you in peril? 'Tis I, Armor Detective, here to protect you. Armor forcefully throws open the door. I slacken at the sight of my friend sinking to the ground. Armor, look, it's Holmes!
ホームズ殿が
Hey, Holmes? Where? Where is she? Do you see her? She's right next to you! In front of me! Holmes stands directly before Armor and waves her hand, but he doesn't respond. What in the world could this mean? Is this all just a prank? Is everyone else in on it? Incompetent, are you alright, bro?
これ以上大切
Be
な
damned
仲
if I
間
allow
を傷
any
つけら
more
れてた
harm
ま
to
るもの
befall my dear
我が
comrades.
政権の
Come,
錆びた
malefactor.
悪しき者よ
Thou shalt become rust upon my blade. One person after another files into my room, but none of them notice Holmes. Slowly but surely, the situation I'm in begins to dawn on me. I see. Now I get it. I'm just hallucinating.
幻覚
Hallucinating? So all of your screaming moments ago was no cause for alarm? Yeah, I know this is going to sound silly, but for some reason I can see Holmes. She's right beside you. She's right at your side, Armor. Though you can't actually tell, can you?
我の隣に
My side?
我の
Can you hear my voice, Lady
ホーム
Holmes?
ズ殿
I've heard a query for you. Pray, reveal yourself to
姿を見
me.
せて
あ、届いているよ。
Yes, I can hear you. It's regrettable that we are unable to finish our discussion, Armor. The ghost has a bitter smile on her troubled face as she apologizes. No matter how much I stare, she really does look just like Holmes. It has to be a delusion born of my guilt, but the level of accuracy is honestly frightening. I think I've become this mentally invested.
お騒がせしてしまって
Sorry for causing a scene.
まあ、無事なら
Main
よか
thing
った
is
で
you're
す
safe.
から。
Just keep that head screwed on. I've seen this
俺
happen
も
out in
山
the
でよく
wilderness
経験し
before.
たんだけどよ。
Even normal stuff
精
seems
神的
freaky
に
when
参
your
ってる
brain's
と
all
幽
jumbled.
霊の正体みたい
You'll end up making
カレーおばさん
phantoms out of molehills.
ありがとう
Thanks, Rowdy, but I think this expression is making mountains out of moles.
カレー
I feel a bit uneasy correcting her mistake, and angry Rowdy is way scarier than a phantom.
本当に幻
Is it
覚
truly just a
な
hallucination,
No, no,
incompetent
Tante.
detective? Huh? Yes, I think so. Mystic stares me down skeptically. Seems I'm under suspicion. That's only natural after I gathered everyone here in with my screaming just to write it off as a delusion. I mean, he's also the mystic detective, so maybe he can also see her? I don't know. I've got to be careful. Even I think my words sound dubious. If this keeps up, I'll lose what trust I have in...
何か勘違いしている
I'd
よう
like
だ
to
から
make
言
this
っておく
clear,
が
since you seem to be
私
mistaken.
は
I'm not a
幻覚など
hallucination,
で
you
はない
know?
ぞ
Holmes's face suddenly appears from behind Mystic. Startled as I am, I hide it from my face and whisper quietly to myself.
僕の心
Mind reading too? Yeah, I'm definitely hallucinating. I'm not falling for it.
全部表情に出て
Your
いる
face
じゃ
says
な
it
いか
all. It's easy to
心の
surmise your
まま
thoughts, even
簡
without
単に
reading
言
your
い当てら
mind.
れる
Though it seems I am, in
まあ
fact,
どう
able
や
to
ら
do
疑
so.
わしいとい
If
う
you
な
still
ら
doubt me,
君
how
がま
about
だ
I
知ら
tell
な
you
いは
who's
ず
sleeping in the room above?
上の部屋の
I'd
宿泊
wager
者も
you
言い当ててみ
don't
せよ
know the
か
answer to that one.
先ほど壁
I
を
passed
す
through
り
the
抜
walls
け
a
て確
moment
認してみ
ago
た
to
のだ
check. Armor is
隣
next
が
door,
武装
while
品で
Rowdy and
上が
Gourmet
ヤ
are
マト
above.
君と美食
Care to
品ペア
confirm
の
with
部屋
them?
だよ
I don't like the idea of this hallucination manipulating me, but it can't hurt to make sure. She's probably wrong anyway. Time to get this sorted out.
あの
So,
Yamato-san,
Rowdy, Armor,
Yamato-san.
which rooms are you two staying in?
二人が
唐突だな
Kind of an out of the blue question, but the one right above us.
それ
What's
が
it
どう
to
か
you?
したか
我はお主
My
の
chamber
隣
is
だぞ
right beside
もし
yours.
誠に
Should you
恐ろし
truly
いものと
encounter a
遭
threat,
遇した
I
と
shall
し
as
て
ever hasten to your
今
aid.
回のように
Pray, set
す
your
ぐ
mind
さま
at ease,
駆け
good
つけてみ
sir.
せるから安心してほしいのである
So, alright, I guess that means my theory about her being inside the suit of armor is completely dead. This is so weird that he's talking to her ghost, though. Like, I had not anticipated that at all.
そう
See,
ですか
信用したかな
do you believe me now? Unless the old lady inside the room was actually... Wait. Wow, Rosen, I had to stop and think about that. Didn't we just spend the last VN talking to a ton of ghosts? Yes. And other VNs as well, to be honest. Holmes wears the same impish grin she had when she was alive, plus the same face, voice, and so forth. It's enough to make my head spin. My eyes and ears are playing tricks on me. This can't be the real Holmes. She was killed, murdered in cold blood, right before my very eyes. All good there, bro? You're so pale. You look like the inside of an eggplant. Sorry, guess I really am exhausted. I ought to get a good night's rest. Would be for the best. Weariness oft sets in after a harrowing ordeal. Armor detective is right and competent. Your mind has been pushed to its limits. Let's debate about why Kyoko is... That would be just like that other game! Should it ever be too much to shoulder, you are welcome to confide in me. I shall do my utmost to ease your burden. Are you already incompetent? Still got all your limbs on, dude? That's a little much, don't you think? You can clearly tell he's still alive. The nerve of this common rabble to cause me distress! How deplorable! It took around 15 minutes to explain the situation and apologize to the gallery crowd. After more or less wrapping things up, the others returned to their rooms and left me to my own devices, or so I thought. The ghostly girl that was still in front of me, after correctly locating the others' rooms, I'm starting to believe she's the real deal. If Holmes actually had survived, if I could get the chance to apologize to Saika, I'd be happy beyond words. Happy beyond words, huh? I suppose that makes two of us. Reading my mind again, I guess I really am losing it. No need to be so hasty. Admittedly, even I don't fully understand the situation, but it seems to be something quite extraordinary. My apologies for giving you such a fright. Allow me to explain from the beginning. Holmes speaks calmly as if there's nothing out of the ordinary about what's going on. To summarize, I, Saika Sharonford Holmes, appear to be a residual memory of sorts. Or, to put it in simpler terms, a ghost. A ghost? You mean they actually exist? Who can say? While I may be a seasoned detective, I've only been a ghost for 2 hours. I'm just as clueless as you, so please save your inquiries. Since I'm hard-pressed to describe it in any other way, however, I've opted to go with the term residual memory. Isn't that a little careless? Relying on hypotheticals for things you can't explain, I mean. You're a fan of mystery novels, yes? Then surely you're familiar with this Holmes quote. When you have eliminated the impossible, whatever remains, however improbable, must be the truth. In other words, once the facts have disproven all other options, that which remains must too be fact, no matter how unrealistic it happens. That line comes from the second Sherlock Holmes story, The Sign of the Four, where Watson is befuddled by a seemingly impenetrable room. Watson then notices a possibility he had overlooked, that the criminal had escaped outside without ever reaching the floor. It was a quintessential approach for Holmes, who presented conclusion after conclusion that common sense would never produce. True, Sherlock Holmes does seem to deduce truths that seem impossible at a glance, but what does that have to do with this? Sherlock Holmes doesn't make baseless deductions. Rather, he observes the facts, then derives the process from the results to form his hypothesis. As a bearer of his family name, I also practice this method of hypothesis-based inference, known as abductive reasoning. But to conclude you're a spirit, it's hard to believe. And yet, the truth has occurred before our very eyes. Progress cannot be made if we avert our eyes from reality. I didn't believe in the paranormal either, but in my current predicament, I can only assume I'm a spirit or residual memory, or what have you. My hypothesis may seem far-fetched, but I do hope you're beginning to accept it. Well... There's no arguing with her. I don't have any convincing counter theories to offer. Given this isn't one big hallucination, there's no other explanation besides what Holmes has proposed.
まずは受け入れるしかないのか。
Every time it says Holmes or Sherlock Holmes especially, I keep wanting to say Sherlock Holmes because of Great Ace Attorney. First things first, I need to come to terms with this. That Holmes' spirit really has appeared before me.
真面目だな、ワト君は。
You're an awfully dour sort, Watto. Holmes lets out a chuckle as I clutch my head in my hands.
まあ、いきなり
To
死
be
んだは
fair,
ずの
it's
女
only
が
natural to be
出てき
taken
たら驚いて
aback
当
when a
然だ。
girl who supposedly died suddenly appears
ただ
before
一
you.
つ言わせてもらう
One
と、
thing I'd like to note,
君の目
however,
に
while I
冷
may
静に見え
seem
ている
calm
だ
on
ろ
the
うが、
outside, I too
こう
am
見え
quite
て私だ
bewildered
っ
by
て
this turn of
今の
events.
状
そうなん
Wait,
ですか。
really? If anything, she seems more vibrant than when she was alive. It's exactly why I can't let go of my lingering doubts.
当たり前さ。
But of course, by the
一つ
time I
気づけ
came
ば私
around,
は
I was
ワ
already
ト君
floating
に
above
地
your
に
head.
足はつかず、
My feet,
何にも触
however,
れられず、
above the
誰も
ground,
自分
I
に気づく
can't
様
touch
子が
a
ない。
thing, and no one else can see me.
鎖
Moreover,
で結び
it's
つけら
as
れ
if
たみたい
I'm
に、
bound to you
ワト
by an
君
invisible
一瞬そん
chain.
な状態に
Do you
陥って
truly believe
冷静でい
I
られ
could
ると思
remain
うか？
composed given all that?
絶対にいられません。
No, there's no way.
僕なら
If I were in your shoes, I wouldn't know what to think. I would have called out to everyone I could find and worked myself into panic.
私もついワト
I
君
couldn't
に
help
声
but
を
call
かけ
out
て
to
しまった
you
よ。
either. Your slight reaction at the time had me thinking you might be able to see
だか
me.
ら、
And
君が
so
一
I've
人になる
been
のをこそこそ
waiting
と待ち
quietly
続
this
けて
whole
いたと
time
い
to
うわけ
catch you
さ。
alone.
そういえば
Now that you mention it, I did feel as if I heard your voice in the entrance hall, so it really was you.
驚かせてすまない。
Forgive me for
さすが
startling
の
you.
私
I
も
must
相
admit,
当
I
に
was
テンパ
nearly
ってい
at
た
my
のよ。
wits' end by
そ
that
してみん
point.
なが話していた
As you all
断片
recounted
的
the
な情
events,
報を
I
整
began
理
to
して
piece
いく
together
ん
the
だ。
reality of the
自分が例
situation.
の黒い目
That
が
reality being that I had been killed by that
意
black
識的な
machine,
状態になったという現実をな。
that my physical form was lost, leaving only my consciousness behind. I gulp involuntarily. It isn't simply that Holmes is ordering me to accept reality. Rather, I'm coming to terms with something as complex as death. Despite being the same age, I am once again made aware of how different we are as individuals.
悲しく
Aren't you sad?
悲しい。
Whatever about?
だって死んじ
I
ゃったん
mean,
ですよ。
you died. You can't come back to life.
生き返れないん
What's
ですよ。
more, you were killed because the rest of us were too useless to help.
顔を上げてくれ。ワト君。
Stiff upper lip, Watto. Holmes moves delicately toward me. Her stern expression softens as she continues speaking.
まあ、何が
Whatever
起
the
きているかはと
circumstances,
もか
let
く
us cherish this
今
reunion.
は再
I'm
会
no
を喜ぼ
illusion.
う。
And the two of us
私は
are
君の幻覚
genuinely
ではな
able
い
to
し、
converse with each other.
私たちの絆は
Not even death could
死をも
sever
っ
our
てしても
bond.
分かつこ
What
と
could
は
be
でき
more
なかっ
joyous
たと
than
いう
that? Holmes speaks in a quiet tone. Her voice truly is the same one I remember long ago. Her expression exudes wisdom and wit with a tinge of innocence mixed in. The traces of Saika, the girl I've seen so many times in my dreams, grew more pronounced.
本当に
So saved.
So I'm wondering, since he doesn't seem like he actually has an ability, I'm wondering if he's like some kind of medium. We get a wall hacks cheat code. I mean, yeah. We could send Spirit Ideal to go look in other rooms for us without going in them ourselves. Get this final, but not our love. You really are Holmes.
だから、
You can
何度もそう言っているじゃないか。
I don't think so.
私は正真正銘。
That's what I've been insisting this entire time.
最多
It
ショ
truly
リン
is
フォー
me,
ド・
your
ホーム
dear
ズ。
friend Saika
Hold on,
Sharonford Holmes. Holmes's words moved me, albeit belatedly. I was sure she had died. There were so many things I wanted to tell her, I thought I'd never see her again, but now she's here smiling before me. That's all I can really ask for.
お帰りなさい。
Come back, Holmes.
ただいま。
It's good to be back, Watto. It doesn't matter if she's a ghost or a residual something or other. Holmes has returned. For now, I'll let myself be happy. Happy that I was able to reunite with someone dear to me.
あれ
おっと、
Oh my,
気が抜けて
have you
眠
grown
たく
tired?
私が君
I
と
was
結び
going
つ
to
いてい
share
る
my
理由に
thoughts
つい
on
て語
why
ろ
it
う
is
と
I'm
思ったの
bound
だが、
to you, but I
明日に
suppose
し
I
た
can
方が
wait
ただ
tomorrow.
眠るなら電気を消
Though,
して
if you're
ベッドへ
planning
移
to
動してくれ
sleep,
よ。
you may want to turn off the lights and get to
何で
bed.
もすり抜けて
My
しまう
body
私
phases
で
through
は
everything, so
君
I
を
won't
ベ
be
ッドに
able to
運
carry
ぶ
you
ことを
over
おごる
and
から
tuck you in.
はい
Right, do that.
そうし
I flip the switch, plunging the room into complete darkness. My drowsiness is quickly overtaking me. I can't fight it off any longer. My eyelids fall shut as I hit the bed. My consciousness grows distant, but I can swear I hear a voice from far away.
ここから君の運命は
You're on, your fate
も
will
っ
be a
と
cruel
過酷にな
one.
るだ。頑張れよ。
Give it your very best, Watto. Oh boy. I can hear a voice speaking from somewhere. No. Are we flashing back to childhood trauma? It's the voice of a man echoing angrily at the the drab, dusty darkness.
何度この実験を続け
How
る
many
つも
times
り
do
だ
you
よ。
intend to repeat these experiments?
ず
I
っと正義を
followed
信
along
じて
because
何
I
度もつい
believed
てき
it
た
was
が
just it was the
もう
just
限
thing
界
to
だ。
do, but this is my limit.
この
This
組織
entire
が腐りきって
organization is
たから
rotten, and you're the most putrid rot of all. As outrage bounces off the walls, causing them to tremble. I can tell just how truly furious he is. But what about?
ワト君、こっちだ
Watto,
よ。
over here. Someone tugs at my hand from behind and I turn around. One pulling me appears to be a young girl, but I can't make her face out in the darkness. Yeah, Nano, I'm starting to also think that that's less likely. I honestly have no idea what's going on now. I thought we were figuring out this whole secret case about how she's inside the armor, and there was gonna be, like, more murders. I mean, there will be more murders, but, like, there's clearly... She's gonna be, like, she's gonna be our ghost sidekick, I think. Which I don't completely hate. But I do feel that I kind of like it when games kill characters off because it makes the characters feel like more meaningful to the plot. This feels like they went kind of half-baked with that idea. But, there's still so much we don't know, so I think we just have to keep playing. What's wrong? We need to get out of here quickly before they notice us. They needed to limit the power of the support. Yeah.
ごめん
Sorry,
聞こえてくる
those
声が
voices had me
気になって
curious. What if you have that, but you get rain-coated? So, I thought of raincoat as soon as I was speaking that, Roy. I was like, wait, in raincoat we had a ghost companion. But I like Psycho way more than Shinigami. I honestly hated Shinigami, you guys know. Get in the barrel, not this. By the way, I watched Crystal's Raincoat video, and she basically thought the exact same things I did, so... I'm not alone in my savagery towards that game. I understand, but escaping is our top priority right now. Come on, hurry. I was also thinking of your reaction to the first case's murder spree. What's your favorite Honkai character? Stop it, E-tier! It's not fair! Asta hurt no one. I need to go back to Star Rail. I miss Asta so much. Although I'm probably gonna fall into deep despair when I go back and realize that she's been super power crept. It doesn't matter. Anyway, I do have to go back before the Fate collab, because Archer is like...
Who's the lucky one today?
Yeah. I understand, but escaping is our top priority right now. Come on, hurry. The girl pulls my hand and begins running, but I want to listen longer. As we move, I keep my sight directed toward the sounds. How many have died right in front of me? How many have I killed? Those brats show up in my sleep every night, begging us.
毎晩ガキどもに夢枕に立たれるんだよ。助けて、助けてってな。
It better not be like Aloy. I don't think they can. I don't think that will ever happen again. I think Genshin, like, was supposed to run an entire event for Aloy and just didn't. So now we just have a garbage cryo archer. Can't take this shit anymore. If you want to keep forcing kids into this, do it yourself. You know, everyone is insane, goddammit. You, this organization, the detectives, every last one.
あんたもこの組織の探偵どもも全員な。
Okay, wait. He just mentioned detectives. Okay. They were kidnapped by the detective agency as children and were experimented on in the research lab. And he was probably modified so he's able to see ghosts or something. And put in an incinerator. No. That comes later. That's during the Ambidex game! No, just kidding. The Nonary game. Yeah? It was called the Nonary game? Maybe? Huh. It does make you wonder. This is a really interesting line, though. Because remember, this is the exact same corridor that we were in the first chapter. On the way to where we found Senior Detective's body. He was totally kidnapped by the DA. Also, how much you want to bet there's an underground passage between the research facility and this mansion? We enter a dim passageway and the voices become inaudible. An ice-cold breeze blows through my legs, causing my body to shiver. It's freezing. My legs won't move. Or is that my body refusing to keep going? An intense pain shoots through my head and I fall to my knees. I have no idea what's happening to my body. But oddly enough, I'm certain of one thing. Something horrific is ahead. Otto, are you alright? Girl calls out to me in the darkness. I can't see her face at all. Touch of her hand is the only indication that she's standing right in front of me. It's alright, we'll definitely take it home. We're back, That's probably why Ideal said, so this is how this is, when she saw the robot thing. I have no idea why she said that, Nano. What are you talking about? Oh, the robot that slashed her as a kid being the same, yeah. Yeah, it has to be. But why is there a killer robot down here? We've been captured by the target corporation. Huh? Voice cuts in and out like a radio with a weak signal. Before long, the warmth of her hand is gone. Wait. Panicking, I dash further into the passage as if I were chasing after her. My frenzied foot falls ring out through the impenetrable darkness. The voices I had heard earlier are gone. A feeling of complete and utter isolation washes over me like I'm the only person left on Earth. I can't help but cry out.
行かないで
Don't go! Please don't leave me alone!
僕を一人に
As I continue on, a light appears ahead of me. I run toward it with all my strength. Run. And run. Until ahead of me. See the familiar sight of the entrance hall. This is into the passageway I just been running down. Where is the girl who was with me? Why am I in the manor? Did I somehow arrive here at some point? The inside of my head burns with agony. I can't shake the feeling that something terrible is happening.
安心しろワト君
At ease, Watto.
君は
It's
正
all to
常
be
だ
expected. Holmes descends the staircase from the second floor. I'm relieved to finally see a friendly face.
ホームズさん
Holmes, what's going on?
まあ落ち着け
Now, now.
深呼吸
Calm
をして
yourself. Take a deep breath
自
and
分
take
の
your
記憶
time
をゆっく
remembering.
り
As instructed, I take a deep breath and try to recall what had happened. That's right, after I bumped into Holmes' spirit in my room, I spoke until I got sleepy.
なんだ
Wait, am I in a dream? That must be it.
半分正解で
You're half right
半
and
分
half
不正解
wrong.
だ
Ouch! I yelp as Holmes flicks my forehead? Wait, what? That hurt? What the?
どうして夢の
This is a
中
dream,
に
why can't I feel pain?
私の思念は
Our minds are
君と
closely
深く結びつい
intertwined,
て
it
いるようだ
seems.
な心を読む
I can
私
read
は
your thoughts, enter
こ
your
うして
dreams,
同
and
じ夢を
even
見ることも可能だし
interfere with your
夢の
perception.
中なら君の意識
意識に干渉
Interfere with my perception.
噛み砕いて言えば
Simply
触
put,
れたり
I'm
痛み
able
を
to
与
touch and
え
hurt
たり
you.
することもで
If
き
you
るという
don't
わけ
believe
だ
me,
よ
shall I give that thick skull of yours another smack?
わかりましたわか
I
り
get
ま
it,
した
I get it. Really, I do.
すごく
Your
わかりました
reprimands get physical
夢
when
の
you're
中で
in
な
my
らお話
dreams.
でき
エグザクトリー
Precisely. Such
賢
a
い
clever
大人
boy
には
deserves
デ
a
コ
pat
ピン
on
で
the
はなくなでなでをし
a
て
pat
あげよ
rather
う
than a punch, huh? She lays a hand on my head as she speaks. Her kind touch reminds me of how lifelike Holmes seems right now. Of course, the situation is objectively unreal. I'm a bit ashamed at how easily I'm willing to believe any of this is true.
さてワト君重要なのはここからだ
Now then, Watto, this is the important
君は
part. What do you
今
make of
見
the
てい
scene
るこ
before
の光景
どうって
I make of it? This is the entrance hall to the manor, exactly as I've known it. The level of detail is almost too incredible to be a dream. It's hard not to be impressed at my mind for making it.
特に何
I
も
don't
思いま
notice
せんけ
anything
ど
in particular. Is there something here?
何
As I thought, you still lack the proper foresight. Holmes takes my hand and walks toward the entrance, pulling me along.
ワト君
Watto, the deep connection our psyches share has resulted
君
in
の脳
major
に
changes to
強い
your
具体
brain.
的に言えば
In more
生
concrete
前の
terms,
私が扱った特殊な能力を
I've no doubt
君
that
も
you've
使い
gained
こなせ
access
る
to
とい
the
うこと
special
に
ability
なる
I possessed while I was alive.
特殊な能力
Special ability? What ability? My head's been pounding for a while, but I haven't noticed any changes to my body.
それはどうかな
I wonder, can
足
you
元
feel
に
anything at your
何
feet?
かをか
Feet. Now that she mentions it, I do feel something touching my foot. I look down to inspect it. See is... Whoa. Finally process what's touching me. It's Downtown's arm, stiff like a porcelain doll. Her hand is coated in a dark liquid, leaving a crimson red handprint where she made contact. What? I heave as the metallic stench hits my nose, but since this is a dream, I have nothing in my stomach to vomit out? Oh, they're all dead. It isn't just Downtown Detective. The other detectives I've met lie in a heap on the floor, like figurines toppled from a shelf. Among them is Doleful, prone and lifeless. Rowdy's hand stretches toward me as she foams at the mouth, her eyes rolled up and unmoving.
ヤク君みんな
I still haven't done that, have I? Doleful, everyone! I rush to Doleful and check for a pulse. I feel nothing. I hear no voices. nor breathing aside from my own. Not one of them is showing even a single sign of life. Downtown's face, which usually wore such a carefree smile, is frozen and contorted in anguish as blood still drips down it. She was so full of energy just last night. The thought brings me to tears. It's unforgivable. Who could have done something so horrendous?
君に見えて
Seems you too have now seen how this tragedy plays out. So wait. She has the ability to foresee tragedy. That's what she said, isn't it? You now have the power I had when I was alive. If that's true, wouldn't she have foreseen the machine killing everybody if they went towards it? Like, that seems weird. Holmes walks over to me as I stand rooted in place. Upon seeing her face, I'm finally able to regain some composure. Silly me, getting all worked up. This is just a dream, right? These people outshine me in every way. They could never get massacred like this.
繰り返しになるが
At the risk of repeating myself, you're half right and half wrong.
半分不正解
This is a dream, but also not.
どういう意味ですか
What's that supposed to mean?
はっきりと
Please just
教
tell
えて
me
ください
outright, Holmes. Holmes flashes her coldest smile yet. The tone of her voice as she answers sends shivers down my spine.
これは
This is a tragedy that could occur in the future. You have gained the ability to foresee such
悲
events.
劇を予知する能力を手に入れたんだよ
So... Is there a log? Not that long. Let's save, but... The other detectives I've met lie in a heap upon the floor like figures toppled from a shelf. Is it time for Among Us? Very soon, yeah. I'm wondering if anyone wasn't included in that group, because that would immediately tell us who the culprit is. So that kind of, if it's a possibility that all of them could be killed, that basically clears Doleful, Downtown, Workaholic, Rowdy, right? Because those ones were specifically seen or talked about. I wake up on my bed, the morning sun shines through the window, filling the dusky room with light. My whole body is soaked from night sweats, but despite just waking up, my wits remain sharp. Feels like I was sleeping and more like I simply... Less like I was sleeping and more like I simply opened my eyes.
夢
Is all that a dream? Alright, Bookie was also there. My hands tremble as the tragic scene I had witnessed moments ago flashes through my mind. I was definitely there just now. I saw a downtown detective's corpse, my hands soaked in blood. It felt far too real to be a dream. Could that really have been a potential future tragedy, like Holmes said?
そうだ
That's right, Holmes.
ホー
Holmes! Holmes and I had been speaking in the dream, but now she's nowhere to be seen. I calm down, and my confusion begins to fade. As it does, the absurd events that took place when I entered the room, not to mention in my sleep, feel more and more like an illusion.
そ
That's right, Holmes died. Everything that happened last night, including me talking to her, is all just in my head.
そもそも
After all, there's no way someone who died could reappear as a ghost right before my eyes.
あるわけが
おはようワト君
Good morning, Watto.
Yeah,
I do hope your dreams were pleasant. Holmes's body pops out of the ceiling. I suppress my shrieking before another manages to burst out. Talk about a close one. I was on the brink of getting the other detectives all worried about me again.
どうして天井から体を飛
Did
び
you
出して
really
き
have
たん
to
です
fly
か
out of the ceiling?
上の階の住人
I
の
was
様
merely
子を
checking
確
on
認
the
しただけ
others
だよ
on the upper floor.
美食
Gourmet has a
系の
funny
寝
way of
相が
sleeping.
なか
Care to
な
hear
か
about
いい
it?
ね
もうないです
No thanks. Peeping into women's rooms isn't a great way to get is a great way to get decommissioned as a detective Holmes.
多いよね
My, you certainly lack a sense of romantic adventure for one so young. As a ghost, it's only natural to peep on people here and there.
まあ許して
Forgive
くれ
me.
よ
After the graphic premonition you witnessed, I thought a little surprise might be a welcome diversion.
気持ちだけ受け取っておきます
I appreciate the thought. I suppose Holmes's prank did distract me from my mental panic somewhat. I recall what I saw in my dream with a clear mind. All the detectives dead upon the floor, the stench of blood, their faces contorted in anguish. And Holmes warning me that the future holds this catastrophe in store. Holmes, do you remember what we talked about in my dream?
もちろん覚えてい
Of
る
course I remember. As I said, I can read your mind, so I know what you're thinking right at this moment. You refuse to believe it, don't you? Enough of that. Everything we spoke of during the dream is true.
私が言う
Now you're aware of the
エンドシーイングの
denouement, the ability I had to predict the future.
そして
And as we saw, the predicted future we face is death for all.
予知だなん
Predict the future? Come on. How would that even work? And why do I have this ability all of a sudden? My brain can't keep up with this.
さあな
Yes, well, I can't say I understand the principles behind it myself.
わからないって
Can't? Then how?
当たり前のようにでき
When
る
a
こと
thing
に
becomes
理屈など
when a
求
thing
めない
comes naturally, you don't question the
君
process
は
behind
呼
it, do
吸す
you?
る際に
You breathe,
どんなプ
but
ロセスを経
can
て
you
息を
explain
吸う
how your body
体
takes
内に
its
酸素が
oxygen?
いやそれは無
I
理
can't,
です
but
けど
そうだろ
exactly.
私
The
にとって
same goes for
エンドシ
my
ーイングも同じだ
denouement.
未来を読むこと
What
ができる
matters
という
is
事
what
実
it
が重要な
allows
の
me
であ
to
って
see in the future.
原理など
I have
ない
no interest in how it works.
う
Huh.
それで
That's one way to go
いいんでしょ
about
う
it.
か
I get the feeling that I've been tricked by her silver tongue. Or is that just my imagination?
そんなことより今
At
は
any rate,
もっと
don't you
優
think
先して
we should
考えな
set
けれ
our
ばなら
minds
ない
on a
ことが
much
ある
higher
から
priority right now?
優先して考えなければならないことって
What higher priority would that be?
君が見た惨劇を
If and how we can prevent the tragedy you faced, of course. Her words gave me a start. She's right. There's no time to despair, not after the tragedy I've foreseen. Right now, I need to figure out what I can do to change that outcome, but how would I even start?
そのエンドシーンが
Is it possible to change whatever future this denouement ability predicts?
無論だよ
Naturally, predicting and preemptively stopping tragedies is how my reputation grew to begin
君だ
with.
って
If you act with conviction, I'm confident that you too can alter fate's design.
Pardonnez-moi.
Frozen? Alright, now explain denouement.
人が動いて
But I'm just a total nobody. What difference could I even make? Honestly, I'm not so sure. Even outside of my ability, Holmes was an incredibly gifted person. But me, incompetent, is literally in my name. There's no way I'd have the power to change the future on my own.
一人で変える必要なんてないよ
There's no need to change it on your own.
どうし
What?
て
How do
心
you
の
know I
声を
was... Oh,
君の心を読め
how
る
many
と
times must I
何度も
remind you
言
that
っ
I
てい
can
る
read
じ
your
ゃないか
thoughts?
風が吹けば桶屋が儲かるという話は知っているか
Why,
ら
yes. A single pebble can tip a scale. Are you familiar with the saying? Many presume their deeds are of no
全くもっ
consequence,
て
but
そ
they
んなこ
couldn't
と
be
は
more
小さ
wrong.
な波紋
Even the smallest ripple will disrupt the water's surface, in turn leading to other shifts elsewhere.
別の動き君の動き
Blah, 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 blah.
他の探偵
So
たち
too
の
will the
行動を起こし
ripples make you cause
きっと本
others to
来以
act,
上の役割を
thereby
果たし
playing a greater
未来を
role in
変える
changing
こ
the
とができ
future
るさ
than they otherwise would have.
そんなもので
Is
し
that
ょ
how
う
it
か
works?
そんなものだよ
That is indeed how it works. Her eloquent words still seem to be leading me on, but I'll trust her for now. Either way, I wasn't planning to stand idly by.
それと未来を
What's
変え
more,
るのに
changing
有
the
効な
actions
の
of
は
others will be the key
他
to
の
changing
者
the
の行動
future.
をか
行動を変える
Changing
って
their actions, but how?
どうやっ
方法はいろいろさ
There are several other ways.
君を信頼
Those
す
who
るものなら
trust
頼んで変えて
you
もらえば
can
いいし
simply be asked to
敵対す
adjust.
るものなら
Those who are hostile,
力ず
however,
くで
may
変え
need
て
to
や
be
るのもいい
forced
だろ
into
う
doing
それ
so.
と
Apart from that,
死
it
ぬ
would
はずだった運命を
probably be
待って
advantageous to save those detectives who are fated to die.
まさか
But what I
さすが
saw,
に
there's
そん
no
な
way
状況
that could actually
どう
happen,
かな
couldn't it?
この予感は
I've
私も
not
あ
been
ま
in
り
this
訪れた
manner
ことがな
much,
く
and there are
謎の
many
仕掛け
potential
は
traps.
犯
A
人がもし
killer
その
privy
仕
to
掛けに
this
通
could
じていた
easily
の
use
な
that
ら以
against
前
you.
も言ったが
As I said, the
今回の事
mastermind
件の
behind
注
this is
目は
both prepared
恐ろしい
and frightfully cunning.
用意周
Be
到だ
ready to force a
何が
path
起ころう
through,
と
no
も
matter what
私
happens.
の二の鉄を踏
That
まな
way,
い
you will avoid repeating my mistake. These words weigh especially heavy coming from the now deceased Holmes. I need to get myself together. Being reunited with Holmes has made me just a little too lax. Even when she was no match for this adversary, I need to put my game face on if I'm going to tackle this.
ごめんなさい
Sorry, Holmes. I promise to take your words to heart.
その息だよ
That's the spirit,
そし
Watto.
て最後に
There's
一
just
つ
one more thing I want from His face grows stern as she speaks with a strong voice and clipped tones that I've never heard her use before.
私が見えること
Under no circumstances are you to tell anyone that you can see me or that you've inherited my
絶対に
abilities.
誰
どうしてですか
Why not? It wouldn't
簡
be
単には信じて
easy
もら
to
えない
convince
とは
them,
思いま
but
す
if
け
we
ど
prove it's true,
もし本当だと証明
wouldn't
できた
that
ら
make
話はス
everything
ムー
much
ズなのに
simpler?
バレてしまうと
If anyone finds out, you're certain to be eliminated, Watto. I will explain why in time, but for now, please do as I say. So she's worried that the killer is gonna hear about it and then decide to kill him because he has her ability. Got
ほら
it.
君にお客さんみたいだぞ
Ah, I do believe you have visitors. Alright, I'm thinking since it is Among Us time, let's make our save, and we will save whatever happens with the people coming in through the door next for the next time. Which will be tomorrow. Super weird twist for this game. I don't love that we have a talking ghost, but it's fine. There might be a tie-in later, you never know, but at least for right now, it's just interesting. Male high school student who assists at the office of a private detective agency. 3 years ago, his aunt, a police officer, introduced him to the Gunjoji agency, where he began working part-time. Since then, he has studied the basics of detective work in addition to performing copious chores. Watto trained in the Ikusa School of Arrest Techniques, a form often used by security guards. Although he lacks proficiency, his instincts for it are good and have the potential to improve at an explosive rate if paired with some other special ability. Conversely, he is professional when it comes to housework. Without him, the agency would be a sea of garbage within the next time. Yeah, it's been very anime so far, true. We're also a maid as our special ability. Foiled bombing at Tokyo government building. Foiled mass shooting in Akihabara. Collecting cute accessories as a hobby. Special skill, future sight. Was that listed before? Though ranked second, her outstanding charisma leads others to consider her the de facto chief of the Detective Alliance, a notion of which she approves. Influential in many circles, she serves as the face of the Alliance in place of its creator, the elusive founding detective, Vidok. Her most valued skill is her future sight, which has allowed her to preemptively foil numerous crimes. She often consults law enforcement and investigators via video call, solving cases through the screen. So, if we read that earlier, we wouldn't have been shocked to learn about her special ability. Which is leading me to say we need to... We need to go through these. And get some more information at the start of next stream. Yeah, that's super interesting, actually. Okay. Alright, let's make our switch over to Funny Community Night, where we're gonna kill each other. Hopefully we can actually get a group going, as far as Among Us is concerned. The time has come to kill each other. Alright guys, let's go ahead and begin our silly community night. This was a good session for the game though. The ghost thing is strange. But like, we can vibe with it if it's done well. It's time for Saturday night ping and Rompa. I always forget that Among Us apparently has VR, which is wild to me. Okay, so... We're gonna turn off the PS4, and we're going to... that. Yes, Duke Pangy is about to attack. Although I was hoping that Lisa would be around for me to destroy. Oh, my Discord is not making any sounds. That's interesting. Are we Among Us? We're gonna try. We'll see if it actually happens, though, because Among Us has been kind of inconsistent lately, so... Alright. Bring back my girls. Maybe we need Jenny. Redacted Chan. Alright. Alrighty, Among Us, Among Us, Among Us.